Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sayings Around the World, the podcast where we explore the beauty, wisdom, and quirks of languages and cultures through their most iconic sayings and proverbs. I'm Victor Verdu Bernal, and today we are diving into some fascinating sayings in English, Spanish, French, Turkish, Galician, and Italian. As we all know, proverbs are little nuggets of wisdom that show how cultures share universal ideas but express them in unique ways. So, let's take a journey through these languages and explore how different cultures talk about life, wisdom, and humor. Let's start with one of the most famous sayings in English.
In English, we say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
In Spanish, we say, a donde fueres, haz lo que vieres.
In French, we say, à Rome, fais comme les Romains.
In Turkish we say, ya olduğun gibi görün ya da göründüğün gibi ol.
In Italian we say, paese che vai usanza che trovi. In Galician we say, onde vayas fai o que vexas.
This saying emphasizes the importance of adapting to the customs of the place you are visiting. Spanish is quite similar to English, where you go, do what you see. French is almost identical to the English one. Same works for the Galician version. Now, in Italian, they say the country that you go to, the customs you find there. Isn't it interesting how this advice is universal across cultures? Now, we're going to follow with the next English saying.
In English, we say, don't count your chickens before they hatch.
In Spanish, we say, no vendas la piel del oso antes de cazarlo.
In French, we say, il ne faut pas vendre la peau de l'ours avant de l'avoir tué.
In Turkish we say, dereyi görmeden paçaları sıvama.
In Italian we say, non dire gatto se non ce l'hai nel sacco. In Galician we say, non vendas a pel do oso antes de cazarlo.
This saying works as a reminder or not to assume success too soon. In Spanish, for example, we find a much more dramatic version, which translates to don't sell the bear skin before hunting it. Galician also mirrors the Spanish version, and the French one also stick with the bear imagery. In Italian, they go with don't say cat if you don't have it in the bag. As always, Italians have a knack for adding their own flair to these things. Then, on the other hand, in Turkish, the imagery changed completely. They say, don't roll up your trousers before seeing the stream. A completely different metaphor, but the same idea of not jumping ahead. In the next one, let's talk about mornings.
In English, we say, the early bird catches the worm.
In Spanish, we say, a quien madruga, Dios le ayuda.
In French, we say, l'avenir appartient à ceux qui se lèvent tôt.
In Turkish we say, erken kalkan yol alır.
In Italian we say, chi dorme non pilla pesci. In Galician we say, a quien madruga Deus ayuda.
This saying basically reminds us about the rewards of being proactive. In Spanish and Galician, they give it a religious twist. Both mean God helps those who wake up early. On the other hand, French has a slightly different take, with the future belongs to those who wake early, which sounds way more inspiring and aspirational. In Italian, it's a bit more poetic. It says, the morning has gold in its mouth. While in Turkish, it says, he who wakes early makes progress. At the end, we can all see that it's all about getting ahead by starting early. Our next saying is a classic. It's simple, but wise.
In English, we say, better late than never.
In Spanish, we say, más vale tarde que nunca.
In French, we say, mieux vaut tard que jamais.
In Turkish we say, geç olsun güç olmasın.
In Italian we say, meglio tardi che mai. In Galician we say, mais vale tarde que nunca.
This one almost translates word for word across languages. However, there's a slight twist in Turkish. It says, let it be late but not hard. It is subtly different, but the sentiment is the same. Better to finish something late than not at all. And then, for the final one, let's look at a saying about choices and sacrifices.
In English, we say, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
In Spanish we say, no se puede estar en misa y repicando.
In French, we say, on ne peut pas avoir le beurre, l'argent du beurre et le cul de la crémière.
In Turkish we say, iki karpuz bir koltuğa sığmaz.
In Italian we say, non si può avere botte piena se la moglie ubriaca. In Galician we say, non se puede estar na misa e repicando.
For example, both Spanish and Galician express this saying, you can't be at mass and ringing the bells. French has a different metaphor. You can have the butter and the money for the butter, which sounds practical and relatable. On the other hand, in Italian they say, you can't have a full barrel and a drunk wife. As always, Italians find a way to make sayings lively and humorous. Lastly, the Turkish metaphor involves fruit, meaning 2 watermelons don't fit under one arm, which is a really colorful way to say that you can juggle everything at once. And that's a wrap on today's journey through sayings in English, Spanish, French, Turkish, Galician and Italian. Sayings are such a fun way to explore language and culture. They show us how much we share as humans while celebrating the unique ways we express those ideas. Thank you so much for listening to Sayings Around the World, and see you next time. And remember, the early bird catches the worm, but better late than ever.